It's another great week of Mazda news, and we've got more crossover news as the CX-60 was officially revealed. And we're going to jump into the specs, as many as we know of the CX-60, and how that compares to the CX-5, CX-50, and what this means for the CX-70 here in the US. Stay tuned.
More car vids. More car vids.
We've come a long way from that Japanese highway of cell phone footage of the red and white CX-60 doing some early marketing. And as late as last week, we actually saw some official spy shots of a camoed CX-60 driving up and down. And is that driver flipping us off? I'm just kidding. But it is so exciting to officially have the official release of the CX-60. And I will say that Mazda did a very wise, or made a very wise decision, in my opinion, by not having the planned live events. This was announced by Mazda UK that they were not going to have the planned live events for UK or Mazda Europe because of the current conflict in nearby countries. So we appreciate that, and just our thoughts and prayers are with those involved overseas. So this Mazda CX-60, as we remember, is the very first vehicle to be released on Mazda's new large architecture or large platform with a longitudinal design engine and rear-wheel drive. Of course, in America, what we'll see is all-wheel drive, but overseas they will have rear-wheel and all-wheel drive available. And so this, of course, the 60 and the 80 are going to be the narrow-bodied crossovers, and the 70 and the 90 that we'll have over here in America and some other locations will be the wide body. So we're going to jump into the specs on the CX-60, just some of the exciting features. So let's jump into the powertrain. The first thing that you'll see as released first of the CX-60 is a 2.5 liter plug-in hybrid. And this plug-in hybrid, of course, is a modified version of the existing 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. And this has 189 horsepower and 193 foot-pounds of torque. Now this electric motor that it's paired with will give it another 134 horsepower for a combined 323 horsepower. If that's not near premium and very peppy, I don't know what is. This will just be amazing as Mazda's first from the ground up plug-in hybrid. It will bear a 39-mile range in pure electric mode, which in the MI drive will have an EV mode, EV drive mode, and a 0 to 62 mile per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, 0 to 100 kilometers at 5.8 seconds. That's pretty swift for this new large architecture, little bit larger vehicle than what we're accustomed to. And if you'll remember, the 2.5 turbo is very close to that, just under that at 5.6 seconds. So this baby will fly. Now this plug-in hybrid is coined or phrased as an eSkyactiv engine, and it will have a 17.8 kilowatt hour battery. And Mazda says that it will get a full charge in 4 hours on a 240 volt plug. So only 4 hours to a full charge. We've been talking so much about this first to release plug-in hybrid that we can't forget about the two other engines, a 3 liter inline 6 with turbo and a 3.3 liter diesel engine supposedly coming with turbo, or we hope comes with turbo as well. Both of those will be of the mild hybrid variety, which will help with initial takeoff of that engine and also in stopping situations will pick up and help with longer range available. All three of these engines will be paired with an all-new 8-speed transmission, and this is one, as we've seen in some patents, without a torque converter, so we expect it to be a dual clutch automatic transmission, but we'll find out more details as we get closer to release of the 60 and then of course of the CX-90 coming in the fall. The inline 6 varieties of the 3-liter and 3.3 will have 4 drive modes through the MI drive, and it'll be normal, sport, off-road, and towing. So excited about all of these new technologies that we just will be filling up in 2022, and new crossovers to give us a lot of eye candy. Now, for all of you traditional Mazda fans and new Mazda fans, the large architecture platform will have a front double wishbone suspension and a rear multi-link suspension. So very similar to the CX-5 and not the torsion beam seen in the CX-50, which I know a lot of you have been disappointed with. However, this one, CX-70, CX-80, CX-90 will have double wishbone up front and multi-link in the rear. So, way to go, Mazda. Also, the CX-60, and we assume the 70, 80, and 90 will have the kinetic posture control. So, less body roll in those tight turns. This could have some of the best driving dynamics in all of its class. So, we're excited to not get behind the wheel of this one, but to see the CX-90 first, which will come in America, CX-70 second, but excited for what's to come in all markets as these vehicles have yet to arrive. Now, some have not been too excited of the actual exterior look of the CX-60. Some are saying that the front is ugly or not Mazda-like. A matter of fact, CNET or their roadshow division says the Mazda CX-60 looks kind of weird. But it does debut the new chassis and engine, so yeah, it is kind of weird, but I think this is very classic to what you see overseas as far as the grille design, and of course this is a little bit longer hood than what we're accustomed to make room for that longitudinal engine design, and of course more motors, more electrification, harnesses, etc. So it does look a little weird. But the more I see it, and as you can see in these pictures, the more I love it. So very excited about it. Of course, really love the quad tip exhaust in the rear. On this 2.5 from earlier articles a week or two ago, the 2.5 plug-in hybrid only uses one of these outlets, but the inline 6, both the gasoline and diesel, I believe will use both, so all 4 will have be connected. So excited for just new technology, new styling that Mazda has to come in these 4 crossovers coming to market. Perhaps the most exciting are the new updated interior designs and materials. So as you can see, there's going to be a beautiful several different styles of interior. And overseas, or where this will be released, there are 4 trim levels, and I believe the top 2 will be the Takumi and the Hamura, and the Takumi and above will have Napa leather, maple wood, and other Japanese textiles that all are developed to signify different design patterns that are tied into this vehicle. So excited about it. It was of the Ma concept and the less is more design strategy. And I'm excited, and you can see from some of these clips that we've been showing, is that they will have different wheels, including an all-black wheel. So excited about how that's tying in. And really excited about the design of the paint, as this rhodium white metallic, this new color, is actually designed to be reflective of light and the surroundings. So this thing is just going to pop in ways that Mazda vehicles have never popped before. Excited about this reflective paint and hoping that we see it on the other crossovers, especially the ones released in the US. Now you may have noticed in some of those pictures as well a huge infotainment screen, huge, 12.3 inches, and guess what? It's touch, baby. That's right. Mazda brings the touch screen back. So not only is it the largest screen to date from Mazda, 12.3 inches, touchscreen, you still have the very slim, perfect design commander control knob, and this one has wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. That's right, wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So excited for some of these new technologies coming to these new Mazdas. You can expect the CX-60 to go on sale later in 2022. Of course, we are expecting, as I just mentioned, the CX-90 will be the first for America and North America on this large platform, and that should be early fall. So maybe in the October-November timeframe. Maybe. Let's talk how the CX-60 compares in size. The CX-50, as many of you know, as we've been talking about, will be 185.8, almost 186 inches in length. The CX-60 is almost 187, so very close, just a nudge longer than the CX-50. And you remember the CX-5 is right around 180, so about 7 inches longer than CX-5 and about 1 inch longer than the CX-50. Now the width is very close. The CX-50 is just a grunt wider than the CX-5, 73 inches to 72.5 for the CX-5. The CX-60 will be about 74.5 inches, so about 1.5 inches wider than the CX-50. The wheelbase, again, just a little bit longer. The CX-5 was 106. The CX-50 is right around 110 or 111. The CX-60 will be 113. So longer hood, a little bit stretched wheelbase, and of course designed for this rear-wheel drive first platform, but in America we will see all-wheel drive only. What does this mean for the CX-70? Well, I do expect to see very similar styling. Of course, the CX-70s might be pushed a little bit in length, will definitely be pushed in width as it's a wide body crossover, so we'll have a little bit more elbow room and perhaps a little bit more width between the seats, even though this CX-60 has a very wide CX-9 and CX-50 design with a dual open console, but we will have a little bit more breathing room, shoulder room, hip room, which the CX-60 adds compared to the CX-5. However, I expect just a little bit more specs on the CX-70, but what I'm most excited about is the Inline 6, of course, and we won't have the diesel engine in North America, so probably we'll have that plug-in hybrid. Not sure if it'll be matched to the Inline 6. Probably we'll see the same 2.5 liter, but excited about it because this will be all Mazda. So we know the CX-50 will be sharing Toyota's full hybrid system, and we'll see a plug-in hybrid. And I'm really digging the design of this plug-in hybrid on the CX-60 with the charging port on the passenger side, or the right side, passenger here in America, and the fuel door on the left side. So excited for that, just how you don't have one up front, one in the rear, they're on either side. So that's very convenient to me, and just like how it's mirrored instead of different on different locations. Now, the CX-70, of course, for North America will be released in 2023, so we'll have a lot more information about the CX-60 and maybe some fine-tuning on the CX-60 until we see the CX-70 in 2023. But of course, remember, the first large platform vehicle that we'll see in North America is the CX-90, and it will be available with plug-in and gas or full gas with probably that 48 volt mild hybrid setup at launch. So excited for that. And I think that's all the excitement I can take of the CX-60 for a vehicle that we actually won't see over here, but so excited about all the information spreading all over the world, and excited to see more of these vehicles as they get closer to launch and start hitting the dealerships and these other locations. So keep sending them my way if you see any more information on the CX-60. I'll be here keeping my ear to the ground on all upcoming and future crossover news, and I'll see you on the next one.
More garbage.